Well, hello again, friends, and thank you for joining Tomei, Schnitzius, and me for a second part of a wonderful discussion that we've been having around the issue of um, connecting with the spirit and contributing with spirit and serving humanity. And we want to take this to a deeper and higher level at this on the second round. So I recommend that those of you who may not have heard the first part, just go back to the previous segment of our work, of Tomei's work. I think you'll find it listed as the 20th item on the list there. And we'll sort of pick it up from there and go even deeper, I think, into the spiritual and esoteric implications of the work of, let's say, Alice Bailey as well as others.
Yeah.
So, Tomei, yeah, pick it up
Okay.
from where we left off, and I deeply appreciate everything from last time.
Yeah.
It was really a deep and meaningful and relevant um, exposition. So, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks to the guides. Um, so this is part two of serving humanity. In the beginning, part one was more about preparing each one of us individually in our own way to be able to serve ourselves first before we begin to project out or to try and serve others, even globally. Um, and so that's why Bill would say, maybe go back to that one first and check that out. And because we're going to go now even further from there. And we ended with kind of looking at a global coherence of serving globally and by energies and by feeling and seeing other places and situations that are happening, um, and being able to connect with that energetically to send uh, whatever healing energies that need to be go, peaceful energies, just any kind of energies that you're feeling within your heart. Because at this point in part one, at the end, we were already at a place where our heart is beginning to open, so we can serve others. So, be that as it may, the next step that we're taking once we've opened up our heart space uh, to be able to experience, to feel, and to sense other energies outside of ourselves. Um, at that point, we have begun to go, say, out into the community. As we talked before, we're able to connect personally with other people. We're able to look at a global sense. And then there's a new opening that can come as you're continuing this process, and let's just call it a process in some ways, of opening up the heart and being able to feel energies that are coming to you from other places. And what I'm going to say and mean by that, looks like I've got the top of my head cut off here a little bit. So there we go. This is a little better. Not that you guys got to see my bald head by any means. Um, what we mean by that is there's always an opportunity in universal consciousness to be able to sense and feel other energies from, let's say, the sun, from the moon, from the middle of the galactic core, from the Milky Way galaxy, to feel energies from other star constellations, other galaxies around the universe, and then, of course, to sense and feel other beings that are at higher frequencies, other dimensions that are coming in to assist you in whatever way that might be. It can be a little bit um, shocking at first, maybe, that you're hearing a voice or you're feeling something different than before. But as you open up these channels within your body, especially the heart channel, there's an opportunity. So I'm not going to say it's definitely going to happen to each one of us, but I'm going to say you have the capacity for it to happen. So there's nothing you really have to do besides, continuing to open yourself up more. What we have around us are what they call prana tubes. We have channels that allow energies to come in. So I'm sure some of you have gone to massage therapists, for instance. And so they use their hands, or they'll use their knees, or they'll use their feet to elbows and so on. The hands specifically and the feet each have chakras within them, and they're open prana tubes for energies to come in and out. So when somebody's working on you with their hands, they're actually feeling your energies coming through and can be directed to certain parts of your body that seem to need a little bit more help than others. And if you have a really good massage therapist who is in tune, they can really assist you in balancing off your body. We also have uh, chi channels, energetic channels, chi lines within our bodies. It's more Chinese medicine. And so acupuncturists will put needles in certain areas that are more hyper towards specific energetic channels to balance off the energies in your bodies as well. So I'm just giving you kind of two separate kind of ways of looking at things. But what I'm trying to show you is that you have open channels that can receive energies. And so two of the larger channels are chakras that are above your head and right above your crown chakra here, and then also the root chakra below you that connects with the earth. And there's one large prana tube that goes up and down with several vortexes along the way, which are chakras. So we can receive energies through any one of those chakras. We can receive the energies from outside of us through the prana tubes and through the chi energetic openings that are around our body as well. And we can use them actually in a very conscious way. So it's almost like with pure intent, you're asking to receive these energies, or in some ways, you're conscious of them just coming in. And it's important to always be in the heart space when you do, because on this planet right now, there's also others who are projecting energies that are, let's say, very dense and very dark. And you really don't want to get involved in that. It can really bring you down. It can really bring your energetic body down. So as you open up your heart, it's okay to open up your heart, but it's better to have your heart open, because then you'll feel the denseness and the difference of, say, a higher frequency energy versus a lower frequency energy. Because at this point, we're shifting into higher frequencies, is what's going on in our bodies. So wanted to kind of discuss that a little bit before I go into serving humanity more from this other place. And there are certain techniques that the mystery schools have given us over the years to be able to open up these channels, to be more present with them, to feel them and sense them and know them and so on. And I'm happy to share that another time. It would take too much time to walk through all that right now, but I wanted to um, really give more power to serving humanity in a different way in part two, by using the energies that are outside of us, as well as the energies that we feel in our eternal journey. So as we open up these vortexes of energy, these channels, it gives the heart an opportunity to welcome in even higher frequencies. So I would say to you that there's um, solar flares that hit the Earth. They're filled with plasma and photons that come into the Earth. And of course, we have the outside atmospheric boundaries of the Earth that help deflect some of it, so we're not getting a full hit of it, because otherwise we couldn't handle it, and the Earth couldn't handle it either. So those energies still will come through. And for some of us that are open, we get to feel those energies that are coming in. They help shift and help us release things in our bodies to come to a higher frequency in our cellular structure or energetic bodies, emotional bodies, and so on. There's a lot of that going on right now. And if a lot of you are tired, we're actually posting this. It's this video is on March 11th of 2025, and right now, the Schumann resonance that's been coming into the Earth and the plasma and the solar flares have been off the charts. So a lot of people are feeling very tired, very emotional. A lot of shifting and changing going on right now, especially for those of us who've done a lot of work. So to understand that those energies are going to come in as I become more conscious of my own growth and so on, then I can tap into these energies to assist me and not just let them go right through and have done nothing for me. As I do that, it opens me up even more, which then gives me an opportunity to connect with other beings, for instance, other ascended masters. You've heard of ascended masters, most of you, and there's ways that we can contact them. They cannot just interrupt our life. In a lot of ways, we have to ask, we have to be present with them. As we open up certain parts of ourselves, sometimes we do uh, um, connect with those ascended masters. We don't know who they are necessarily. And in the beginning stages of my work, I had certain ones come in and direct me in some ways. I didn't know who they were until later. Um, they told me at that time that they're not going to tell me who they are to stop me from being intrigued by them, and just to allow myself to feel the energies that they would assist me with, and to feel those energies and to see if I wish to take them into my body and into my journey. That's been the same ever since. So the gift they've given me truly is to be able to feel them and to feel the the discourse I have with them, for instance, to feel who's present, to feel what they're saying, to sense what they're saying. I've been given visions sometimes of what they're telling in the channel to other people, and I see what's going on in those visions within me. So these opportunities become available to all of us once we open up the heart in a certain way. If there's any fear at all, then the heart's not going to open. So fear has to be looked at first if there is any fear. Trust is a huge piece of this, trusting that the energies are there to serve you and you can feel that they are. If you sense they aren't, then yes, shut the energy off. It's something you should do right away. But what this allows us to do um, in this moment, once we allow these energies to come in and to serve us and to help us, it gives us a chance to serve humanity in a different way. Where before we were kind of just serving ourselves, we are just working on growing our own energetic body and expanding our heart space and allowing ourselves to bring in more energies and so on. And then eventually, as we said, then it takes into starting to project that energy out and to serve others as we walk around and so on. And then there comes a time when certain things you see might bother you. And what I mean by that is, as you're walking in your journey and you might see somebody get harmed or somebody have um, a really difficult disease to walk through. Say they have cancer or they have um, a stroke or they have something happen to them. And you're drawn kind of into the emotional aspect of it, where you really have empathy towards that person and you really don't want them to see them go through the pain and suffering that they're going through. This is a difficult time for any one of us that have opened up our hearts sufficiently, because at that point, when we have done that, we feel really drawn to serving people and to help them heal and to help them find peace in their life and to help them see the choices they're making aren't the right choices and so on. And it's not that we don't have a pure intent. Our intent is pure. It's that we really do want to serve and assist. Um, but there is a point where you must allow each soul to walk their own journey. They must be allowed to have some of the pain and suffering they're supposed to have because it teaches them something. And we can't necessarily see that. We're not allowed to see what the outcome might be. Even for ourselves, we're not allowed to see what the outcome might be. We can get a feeling of what it could be. I'm not saying that's not possible, but for to see exactly what's going to happen, no, that's not how this works. That would take away all the trust that we have in that some people, as well as ourselves, must walk a walk that is filled with challenges so we can grow and continue to grow while we're here. And we can never see what that means in the end. We don't know, for instance, that a physical challenge that I might have to walk through that happens tomorrow has to happen so 2 years from now I'm able to do the things that I wish to do when I came down here. I can't see that, but I have to trust and know that the challenge that's presented in front of me at the time is what's called best for all. So we come to a new place once we begin to serve others in, let's just say, kind of a small capacity. It's not like a monumental thing that's happening or anything. It's like maybe you're teaching, you're just sharing ideas, you're just sharing things that you've learned. You're not telling people what to do or anything like that. You're just posing new wisdoms and new understandings and books and so on that you've learned from, and you're willing to have, say, a workshop or a class or something, or to do it one-on-one with people, which is the way the mystery schools always did it. Just to share, not to tell people what to do, because that's, you're not in your heart if you're telling people what to do. You're just sharing what it is that you've learned, and you don't really care if somebody doesn't want to do it. It doesn't, it's not a personal attack. You never look at it that way. That would be ego. When you're in your heart, you're just like, I'm going to share this, first of all, because somebody asked me to share it. And second of all, I'm going to share it in a way where I can meet them where they're at, which means I'm not going to give them the whole book at one time. Say, look at all the stuff I know, and I'm going to give it to you all at one time so that you have to listen and you have to know. What I'm trying to do is just share information where I'm meeting them where they're at, which means they're open to certain aspects of what it is that I can share with them. But because my heart is so open, in most cases, I can feel where I can meet them where they're at and just share so much with them and know that if I share too much, I could harm them. I could push them away instead of them becoming more of what it is I'm trying to share with them. So there's this place that you get to as you open your heart up sufficiently to where certain things become, you notice them, you become aware that this person must walk through this, and I'm not to get involved. And somebody might judge you for that. Well, what are you doing? How come you're not helping them? Well, I'm really not supposed to help them right now. Well, who are you to judge that? You know, they need your help. Even sharing abundance, even sharing money. It's like, do you give money to all the homeless people? Because you know what, we're spiritual and we're supposed to help everybody, so we should just give all our money away to everybody. Yet there's people that are con people out there that are doing this. They make $60,000-$70,000 a year being homeless. Yeah, they're out there. They make that kind of money. Can you feel the difference between somebody that actually is authentically needing help, that really needs to find some food today, or somebody who is just taking you for your money? Can you feel the difference? I would say usually you can. And it's up to you to make that distinction for yourself. If your heart is fully open, you'll be able to feel that. You can meet them where they're at. That's just a kind of an earthly way of looking at things. When Yeshua was here, he didn't heal everybody. You hear about all the stories where he did, but you don't hear about all the things where he didn't. Because as he connected with consciousness, or he connected with the Father, as he would say, this wasn't the moment for this person to be healed. They needed to walk through what they're going through so they could come out the other side and have courage then finally, and have an understanding of what they hold within themselves. which is an empowerment they wouldn't have learned if he would have taken it away from them. This is what's called best for all. What is the best for all in the situation you're being presented? What is the best choice for all in the situation that is in front of you? Which choice can you feel in your heart, the guidance that you're getting from your heart? What's best for all? In some cases, I will take some moments to be with the other beings to get a sense of what's best for all. They're not telling me what to do, they're just giving me more energy to see more clearly what might be best for all. They're not allowed to tell you what to do, but they're there to help support you. Even in channeling, they might come up with some possibilities of things that will happen, but they never say exactly how it is going to happen. Kind of like, if this happens, then this might happen. Or if that happens, then that might happen. That kind of thing. So watch out for those energies that are coming on the planet. What is the best for all? The only way I can know that is not to just rely totally, I believe, completely on my heart space, which in some ways, some people would say, no, that's the way it would be. That sacred space you have should be able to tell you exactly what the choice would be. You know what? We have too many distractions in this third dimensional world. It's too easy to get wrapped up into other things. None of us are perfect. So, because I know I'm not perfect, this is my own choice. I want to make sure that my intent is pure. I want to make sure I'm doing the best for all in any given situation that I'm making choices in. So, I call on all the energies to come to me in certain aspects. They don't always have to. I can get a firm feeling within my own intuitive heart how to make a certain choice in a certain time, how to be with somebody in a certain way. I did a meditation healing with somebody last night, and it wasn't the same kind of healing I've done before. It was totally different. It was way more simplified because I was meeting somebody where they're at, because they haven't done that much work yet, and they wouldn't understand some of the other, say, conceptual ways of looking at things because they weren't ready to hear it. But we could still put it together in a way that was simplified for them to get a feel of what it would feel like. And they did. So you can still do things in certain situations, but once again, what I'd say to you is it isn't always cut in stone the same way every single time. When you meet somebody where they're at, you must make adjustments to not harm them. What is the best for all? We don't know what they're going to be doing with that after they've finished connecting with you. But if we do it in such a way that is truly complementary, that has a deep feeling of integrity in moral ethics, when we do it from that perspective, from our heart space, then wherever they carry that, it's going to be carried in that same kind of energy. And so they will be able to bring that energy where they go, and they will implant it, whether they know it or not. It's not important that they know it. It's not important for us to know what they do with it either. If it is, if your ego's still involved. But if you're doing this already, your ego probably is not involved. But the ego can come in later and say, well, you should call them up tomorrow and see how this all came out. Why? Why wouldn't I let them call me and let them tell me? Why do I need to call them? Well, because I need to know I did it right. Or I need to get an attaboy or whatever. You know, there's some need that the ego wants to come in with afterwards and try and make you look, you know, like you're some kind of savior or something. And if you see the stories of Yeshua, you'll see that he always told those that he healed to not say anything about it, to keep it quiet. He didn't want that kind of message to be sent around, that they would lift him up onto some, you know, kind of statue or something. It's not what he wanted. He was just trying to show that love is an energy that can be projected from the heart in ways that we can't even comprehend to serve others. And all we are is a vessel. When we become a true, authentic vessel, we allow the prana tubes, we allow the vortexes, we allow our energetic body to expand, we allow the heart to open. We are now an energetic vessel. We are allowing the energies from outside of us that are in the etheric realm to come in and serve through us to assist others for the best for all. The only way you know that is once you open up your heart space. This is a different way of serving humanity, a much different way. And so it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of trust. It takes a lot to recognize some of these energies that are all around us all the time. We just don't see them because we haven't opened ourselves up consistently enough to be able to sense them and know them. There is a time eventually when these energies become, let's say, known. So you have a way of connecting with the same energy over and over again. It seems to be coming in, and you start getting a feeling of a name, which is more a third dimensional limitation. Let's say it's a name that's been given an energetic feeling. Um, I would say that each one of us, if we leave here, we're kind of like more energetic bubbles, we're more color or vibration or whatever. There is a sound for that. And so your name is not a name, it's more of a sound, it's more of a vibration. And these vibrations and these sounds come into us and they seem to have a name. And so we can place a name to some of these um, ascended masters, for instance. We can feel them. I would say to you, in my own experience, um, the energies are not profound in a way like one is more profound than the other. There's just a very distinct little difference between each one. And that distinct little difference is enough to let you know it's a different energetic, say, being or person. Let's call it a person, I guess, at this point. So if, say, Archangel Michael comes in versus Archangel Raphael, I can tell the difference between the two, but it's really minute. It's not just like, oh my God, it's him, and oh my God, it's not him, it's him or her or whatever, because they're androgynous. They're not just female or just male. Um, and so there is that sensation that your heart can pick up and can feel these energies that are coming in, and it's a real blessing. Um, I was on my run this morning, and oh my gosh, it was so emotional. There were so many things happening, and I could feel them coming in and just surrounding me and supporting me, and a lot of the stuff I was walking through, and in some cases I could feel a certain one and not a certain one and everything. But I was out there for like an hour and 45 minutes, and it was pretty amazing because I was kind of up and down. Synergies that are coming in are really giving us a big hit in a lot of ways. And to feel all that and to feel them around, some people say, I feel so alone. And I'll tell you what, in my journey, I'm feeling the complete opposite because I feel all these guys all over the place. One of the things also that comes with serving humanity for the best of all is that you really don't care about the outcome. You're given an opportunity to allow the energies to come through the serve. In a lot of ways, you don't even know what that means. You don't know how they're serving in the moment. It's not clear to you. Sometimes it might be, but really, in most cases, it's not clear to you. But at this point in your heart, you really don't care. You're just so blessed and so happy to be able to be a conduit that that's all that matters to you. You might say, well, there's hope that I can allow this one person to be healed from cancer. We had a beautiful woman that was part of our community for quite a while, and she developed cancer. And um, she was finally succumbed by it. Um, and it took about, if I remember, it took about 2 years. But I got to tell you something. In that 2 years, the energies that were coming through her and that I got to feel were incredibly beautiful. She always had a smile on her face. She didn't care about the outcome. She just knew that she was okay. And it was an amazing connection of energy in watching her. She would come to all the channels, she would come to the workshops, even as frail as she was. She'd still come. And when she came, she walked in the room, and the room was just bright, more bright than it was before she came. It was amazing. And yet she would have every right to kind of feel more of a victim of what was going on and not trust that her journey is one that could be healed instead of one that she had to go through the whole bitter end of being in cancer and let it take over her body. Instead, she welcomed it. I'm not going to say she enjoyed it. It was no fun for her, I'm sure. But it's like she became friends with what it is that she was walking through because she just knew that was what it was supposed to be. And she was at peace with that. It was beautiful. That's kind of what I'm saying is that in the end, as we allow ourselves to be conduits of the energies that come through, can we just be at peace that whatever's supposed to be will be? That it is going to be the best for all, and that we don't have to get in the way and have to have it look in a certain way or turn out in a certain way? Can we just be okay with how it turns out no matter what? Because as Yeshua said, what a lot of the scriptures say, a lot of the great writings from the Essenes, from the mystery schools, all of them said everything is perfect just the way it is. And yet we can step right back and say, well, what about that? And what about that? What about this? And so on and so forth. Why should God let everybody go through these type of things? I don't have an answer for that, and I don't need to have an answer for that. I just know within my heart that all that is happening for us all to get home, for us to be with Source once again, for us to find our beauty in life, to be able to assist each other in a very authentic way, a way of compassion and gratitude and humility. I believe that. I live that. I know that. And each one of us has that. If we can really use that way of being in this world and just become conduits, think about the connections we can make with each other from energetic values of letting ourselves get to that higher state, of being able to feel and sense energies that are coming from who knows which galaxy, and it doesn't matter because the energy coming through is so strong and so pure. I can feel it's really assisting me and others to grow in ways I couldn't even comprehend. Why can't it be that way? So as we walk through the duality that we have down here, my suggestion to all of you is in serving humanity, you must first serve yourself once again. Open yourself in such a way that allows you to feel and sense and know within your own heart space the choices that are available to you, that are coming from a higher frequency, that end up being best for all, knowing that the outcome is going to be beautiful in whatever way it is. And to accept that and to trust that and to continue to take your journey around the world if you have to, into your community if you have to, even just into your home or into yourself. It's all good no matter what, because that energy, as heart math has showed us, goes out way past 35 meters around us. It goes out all the way into consciousness. You make a difference in the whole universe when you're doing this. There you go, Bill. Any any thoughts
Well,
after all
I
that?
should I should say in all due respect, amen. Um, Beautifully said, beautifully expressed. Um, the question that arises for me, it's both personal and collective,
Mm-hmm.
is that I feel very much that Spirit Partners is there to serve humanity and to be the best for all or offer all the best of what each of us who have joined this little endeavor is there to contribute.
Hmm.
And I don't know if we're stepping beyond these bounds of wanting something to happen or not, but
Mm.
I think I've come to the place of accepting finally that it doesn't matter what the result looks like
Yeah.
because you don't know what's happening on the inside.
No.
I have had, as I explain in the various things that I've done and in the book that I put together, I have had a range of just absolutely extraordinary experiences in working with you and in working with Dr. Matulich and in working out in the desert with shamans and on, astonishing experiences that you'd have to say, well, this guy, must be missing a few marbles or something. Absolutely true stuff. And none of it could I have anticipated. None of it could I have predicted. None of it could I have wanted because I didn't even know what it was. And this is simply to say that if you open, things will happen. And you're going to get a lot of opportunity to figure them out if you want to try to figure them out.
Mm.
But in their own right, every one of them is a blessing. And um, this just rings so deeply and so true for me. Thank you.
Yeah. The the interesting part of doing this kind of work is that when you do come to the place where the outcome doesn't really matter to you anymore, you kind of look, I guess, at one, I look at maybe one perspective out of all this, and that's that if I can touch one soul, in just one soul out of all this, that will rise above their ego and will see themselves in their truth, then the work has been perfect. To help one other soul continue on, um, to help others, raises an incredible amount of high frequency energy that we can't even comprehend. Um, and to leave that is just not necessarily an outcome, but a hope that somebody could take any of this information that we've been able to share over all these podcasts, and who knows how many more we have left to do yet. Um, that's all that I hope for. Um, this isn't about creating monetary abundance; it's creating spiritual abundance. Um, it's creating an energetic bubble in a world that can right now use it so readily, and it's so incredible that we have the opportunity to show people there actually is a different way, because so many are asking, how can I get out of this? How can this change? I can't see how this is ever going to change. It's going to get worse, and that sort of thing. And to present these, let's call them concepts or aspects, but also to help people understand it's more than that, that it's actually a way of being. Um, and if somebody can latch onto that and use it in their life, and walk a walk that is filled with integrity and grace and beauty and empathy, wow, that's really touches my heart. That's all I hope for. I just hope others will find that. It's in my work too. That's I do the work I do because of that. And yeah, it's amazing. You know, it's the other thing that I would say in this work in serving humanity. Some people often wondered why I don't market. They say I should market. And actually, I had my own marketing agency before I even started doing this work, which is kind of interesting. And I was told in the very beginning by my guides that you won't market. We will send those who are ready to hear. And I can't tell you how many people have been sent to me over all these years. It's beyond belief. And I've never marketed once. So it's all word of mouth. It's all people just show up. You know, now we have, I guess we got YouTube and we've got social media. So there's ways that people get the message through the algorithms as they search for what they're searching for and so on. And I still feel like that's universe getting involved and having them all of a sudden get implanted by, you know, my beautiful face and your beautiful face one day or the day after. I go, who are these two guys? It looks like, you know, Mo, Larry, and Curly, but Curly ain't there. Um, uh, and most of you won't even know what that is. I know.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just showing my age in this moment.
All you youngsters out there.
Yeah, yeah. Um, anyway, it's truly an honor, truly a gift that I can't help sharing with others, and just want to keep sharing with others. And um, serving humanity is really important at this point, at this juncture in the global community, and um, and we'll keep doing it. And I wish everybody to find their hearts as best you can, whatever that looks like. Everybody's going to be different, so whatever that looks like to you, go for it because it's the best feeling you'll ever have, without question.
Um, Thank you. This is not a commercial announcement.
Yeah.
No, no, this is not a commercial enterprise. So thank you for saying what you just said.
Yeah.
I have recorded 10 segments so far about the what I call amazing journey of spiritual awakening that I've had. And I would just like to clarify for you that in every one of them, I experienced an absolutely new, incomprehensible picture of what was possible, of who I was, of how the universe worked, or whatever. Okay, I'm one of those kinds of things that every one of them was another astonishing breakthrough in understanding what's out there. And um, I'm sharing them because there's nothing, almost nothing in them that is about, so here's a technique that you could try, or here's a
Mhm.
way that you need to think about it. It's just this, the synchronicities, the amazing things that happened. As I've just said a minute or two ago, I could have never anticipated. And what has, however, begun to happen, and the book that I wrote that contains all of the ones I've recorded so far, the book was written 12 years ago. So it doesn't include almost all of the work I've done with Tomei and with David, Maria, and others. You know, it doesn't even include that. But things are starting to come together. I call it a mosaic. Um, that things have that happened one place recur 5 years later when working with someone else, but it's taken to a very different level that provides more understanding. Anyway, I just encourage you, get on the path, do the work. Start with any one of us here who's part of Spirit Partners and just hang in there with it and devote a time in your life every day where you do some of this work. It
Yeah.
absolutely pays off. It just absolutely pays off.
Yeah.
So thank you.
No, you're
Thank you
welcome.
once again.
Always.
Um, I refuse to say what I think our next topic might be.
Yeah, who
I've
knows?
I've suddenly retired from the prediction business. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure something's going to come up. Um,
Yeah, well, it will. And I will say in support of or defense of or whatever it is, the chaos in our 3D world right now, that see it for what it is. I mean, take a step back. Don't get involved in it emotionally and psychically and spiritually, but take a step back and say, look at how ridiculous some of this is. Look at how shallow some of this is. Because I will say, and if I may go back to what you said in the previous segment that I did want to jump on but didn't, okay, about AI and what Greg Braden said about AI taking away our humanity. Just go back and look at the people who are trying to present, okay, enlightened points of view and deeper points of view out there, and how they refuse. They just come up to the edge of what we've been talking about here in Spirit Partners, and they just stop dead in their tracks. They won't take the step any deeper into so who we really are as human beings, and how going there could change how we perceive and how we play in and respond to what's going on out there. They come up to the edge, and when it all could be a technicolor picture, they stop at black and white. And yeah, it's pretty incredible, and it's pretty sad. And we get to just project our light, our technicolor out there because it is making a difference. It is absolutely making a difference. And as I did this work and have done this work, I was always in a hurry for the next wonderful thing to happen. And I have finally been convinced that there is such a thing as divine timing. And divine timing is a little different than Bill Spady's schedule.
mhm.
So I encourage you to take that one as a gem to hang on to. Okay. Tome, do
Well,
you care to comment?
the mystery schools would say one of the greatest qualities of a master is patience.
Yep, it is. It is.
And that's one of the things that we really in our society is having difficulty with is ownership, taking responsibility for the choices we make, and the patience to allow things to play out so we can see the truth as they play out. And um, if I can do that, if I allow that to be in my journey, that just opens the door again to more choices that can be made from the heart instead of making rash decisions in the moment based on emotion. And that is a true gift to yourself and to the rest of society when you can do it from that perspective. So that's another way of walking your walk. As Bill said, there's so many different ways, and sometimes it takes a while for one way to finally become a part of you. And then as that becomes a part of you, then there's another thing to work on to allow that to become a part of you, and so on. Um, can you feel grace coming in on a daily basis, even though it's coming in and you don't feel it? Can you finally say to yourself, well, why can't I feel it? Well, because I haven't made a conscious choice to feel it. Well, don't make a conscious choice to feel it because it's coming in, whether you feel it or not. Why not feel it? Why not feel it filling you up? Why not feel the sense of what humility could be in a day? You know, one of the tests that that I give some people is say, okay, I want you to write down every judgment that you have today. And in most cases, I get a call the next day, like by 10 o'clock in the morning. They say, I don't have enough paper, man.
That's right.
I finally see what you're saying. I'm like, yeah, it's like you have no idea how much time your mind is spending in judging things as opposed to being with things. And I'm no different. I'm not perfect in any way. I get involved in that too. And so I just have to take a deep breath and say, whoa, dude, step back. Let's just clear the slate again and start coming from a place of being present. Um, that's another incredible quality of a master, is to be able to be with things without judging them. So we all have tons of things to work on, but every time we do work on it, it kind of becomes ingrained in us a little bit more. And it changes our cells, it changes our heart, it changes everything about us. And little by little, we all of a sudden shift into a whole different rebirth of who we are. So, all you that are listening and have taken the time to listen to some of the things that I keep talking about, I so appreciate it. I hope it helps you find your way, open your heart more. I hope to meet any one of you at any time. I live in Dillon, Colorado, up in the mountains. So if you're ever my way, look me up. You can find me pretty easily. My last name is Snitzius, so there's not too many of us here. um, but I'm more than happy to assist anyone at any time. Just give me an email or a YouTube post or something, and we'll get a hold of each other. So thanks for listening again today. And like Bill said, can't wait to see what next subject they're going to come up with for us, because I really don't pick these. These guys come up with them from outside of me, and it's been amazing. We've got 20 of them now. It's just like, what? Where did that all come from? Well, it did. So I hope you enjoy them all. Thanks again, guys.
Okay. Thank you, audience, and see you down the road. And take advantage of some of the other of the videos that are out on our uh, YouTube channel for Spirit Partners.
Yep.
Thank you, and Tomei again,
Yep.
profoundest gratitude.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. See you guys.
Bye bye.